Hello YouTube, Rob, Maxwells Grass Cutting Services based in the northeast. I hope everybody is well and having a great day. Today's video, business review for 2022. What have I learnt? What am I going to do different next year? And how did I lose a few quid? And I'm going to prevent it from happening next year. Reason for this video is I've been communicating with a subscriber and he tells me he does a 3-month review every 3 months, obviously, of his business. Work is coming in, how much he's taking, how much he's paying out. And I think maybe I should do that, but do I do it? I don't. If you're like me, you wait till the end of the year and I do my books every month and what I'm doing, but I don't really focus on it till the end of the year because I know what I'm making every day, I know what I'm making every week, I know roughly what's coming out, but I don't do 3-month reviews, and I should. However, I just don't have time during the gardening season, or is it that I haven't made the time? But it got me thinking, and he's not the only one who's mentioned that you need to do regular reviews of your business. You know, I get messages and comments about that, and I don't do it. Do you? But it started me to think. It got the old grey matter working. And as a result of that, I was watching a few other videos, YouTubes, as we do, and I saw Nathan from Lewis Garden Services based in Wales. Hello. And he did a video and he said how wrong it was, or how you don't want to be going from a 30 quid garden, driving 20 minutes, another 30 quid garden, 10 minutes. You need to keep it close. Now, we all know that, don't we? It's common sense, yeah? But how many of us do it religiously and stick to it? I don't. And what happens is when you first start out, you get these customers and you sort of spread out on quite a wide net, and you always aim to bring them in. I do. Every year I'm going to bring them in, but I don't, because you become not friendly. You become very friendly, not friends, but you're friendly with the customers. And part of me, you know, I say I need to grow a pair, because part of me says, I didn't want to let them go, because if I get another customer, yeah, it might be on my doorstep, but they might not be as nice. But if that's the case, Rob, just get rid of them, you know. So, if anybody watched my last video, you know, Newcastle and Gateshead Council are going to charge you. It's up in the air. It's about 15 quid every time you cross the bridge, or some people say 15 quid a day. So these customers are over in Gosforth and Jesmond and Newcastle area, and it is 15, 20-minute drives. I'm going to let them go. And we're coming to the end of the season now. And what I'm going to do is, after Christmas, I'm going to send them a message, because things might change, and say, look, I'm unable to look after your garden. Thanks for all the work, but the charge, the clean air tax, it doesn't make it viable. And I know people have said, well, let them pay for it. I can't do that. Some of them are smaller gardens, and they're at the limit of where I would want to charge them. The price point, it's there. I wouldn't want to charge any more. And also, I have a couple of days on my fortnightly schedule where I'm just in the area where I live, Lowfell, which is just north of the Gateshead Angel. And I find it such an easy day with the small gardens. You know, your hourly gardens where you're getting 30, 35 pound, and you're mowing, blowing, looking after the borders, a little bit of shrub work. And I know people have said, Rob, I couldn't do mow, blows and goes all week. It would do my head in. I love to do horticultural work. I don't do mow, blows and goes all week. I do garden maintenance, I do a little bit of tree work, a little bit of shrub work, but sometimes I don't video it because people don't like you videoing it. And if you were to get caught without asking them, you know, it would be a bit embarrassing, a bit awkward. So that's why you don't see a lot of that work from me. And also, it's very, very time consuming. And, you know, we're here to make money and run a business, and faffing on. When you first start, you think, oh, I don't mind doing it, but then you realise you had to lose a job at the end of the day because you were too busy faffing on with your GoPro. So I try and do as much as I can on the gardening side, filming it, but a lot of the time I just find I haven't got time. But getting back, I don't just do mow, blow and goes. I do a lot of other varied work, and I thoroughly enjoy it, and I find a lot of that easier than pushing the lawnmower around all day, and more enjoyable. But where have I found that my most enjoyable sort of work and most profitable work is small to medium gardens within a close proximity. Now, everybody knows that, don't they? It's common sense. But how many of us put it into practice? Well, I'm going to. That's what I've learned in 2022. I've learned that you don't need to be running around half an hour, one big garden, half an hour. I'm letting them go, and I'm going to there's about 25% of my customers I'm letting go. And it's not because they're bad customers neither. It's because geography isn't right and the big gardens. And I know people say big gardens get winter work. I don't really want a lot of winter work. You know, we do 34 weeks of the grass growing season, the garden season. If you can X of pounds a day, times that by 5, times that by 34, you've still got 18 weeks of winter. You can, you know, there is winter work to boost your earnings. And I'll do another video about money just to keep, because people love talking about money. But there's enough work there in the season, and then a little bit of winter work to recharge your batteries, get your kit in order and start again. So I don't need to chase the big jobs just for winter work. I know other gardeners do, and I wish you well. So 2022, what have I learned? Small gardens are king, keep them tight, and you've got to keep moving forward and reviewing your business and reviewing what you're doing. You can't just say, got to start the season, let's go, and off you go, because it's not the way forward. And I've learnt that. So what I'm saying is, don't do as I do as I say, and I'm going to try and do as I say in the future. Now, the other bit of this video is, how did I lose a few quid? Anybody who follows me knows I was going into weed and feed. It hasn't happened. And why hasn't it happened? Because lawn fertilizer has gone through the roof. It's almost doubled, and people are tightening the belts. So people will still have you to mow the lawn, cut it and trim it and edge it, but they might be a little bit hesitant of spending 30 quid on getting the weed and feed. They're just happy not to do that. What would I have done differently? I would have bought just a little evergreen handheld spreader, and I would have stuck to a domestic weed and feed like Miracle Grow Evergreen. You can get it for 20 quid and it'll cover 400 square meters, and I would just use that. And yes, it's not as good as the commercial stuff, but it still does a good job and still able to do a little bit of weed and feed. So that's what I've done. I spent a fortune on spreaders, backpack sprayers, liquid feed. It wasn't a waste of money, but it hasn't earned me anything. And it will sit in the garage until the time's right. But I'm pleased I did my PA1 and my PA6, my license to purchase and store and use pesticides and herbicides. I've made quite a few quid on doing spraying block paving with weed killer pesticides. That's been really good, and it's also, I've incorporated that into my commercial contracts. So I needed that qualification, otherwise you're breaking the law, and we don't want to do that, because eventually you'll get bitten in the arse, won't you? So I lost a few quid on the kit I spent for doing the weed and feed, but it's tax deductible and it's in the garage and it'll come out another day. So that's it. 2022, what I'm going to do is get to the end of the season. We're now coming to the end of October. I've got one more week of grass cutting, which is next week. That's my final week of grass cutting, and then I've got a few other lawns booked in, end of tenancies, and they're a bit unkept and the one-off jobs. I've got quite a few leaf blowing jobs booked in. I've got my commercial work, and what I'm trying to say is I'm busy up until Christmas, weather permitting, because the long range weather forecasters, we're going to get some snow, and we cannot work in the snow. But as long as the weather's nice, I'll be busy up until Christmas, and then it'll be a nice relaxed January and February, and then we start again in March. That's another bit of information I want to tell you. Anybody who follows the channel knows I can be a bit rigid, and it's my ex-military training, and it's not always a good character trait. I start work after St. Patrick's Day, after the Cheltenham Festival, which is about 19th of March, so you get 2 weeks in March. But this year it was so warm in March, I could have started a week earlier, and my customers would have been welcome, you know, they would welcome me with open arms, and that would have been an extra week's money. But I didn't, and I should have, and then that would have paid for the week I took off in the summer. So another thing I've learned: if the weather's, you know, if the green gold's growing early on, get started as early as you can. And if it is warm, people will welcome you. They'll love to see you, to get the first cut in, to get it looking nice. I didn't. I put it off this year, and I was wrong to do that. So that's another lesson learned. But it's a journey, isn't it, running a business? You know, it's you learn every year something goes in there and you think, I'm going to do different next year. But the key thing is putting it into place, and I assure you I'm putting it into place. 25% of my customers are getting notification that I'm not coming back, and I know somebody's going to rob. That's stupid. We've got a recession. I'm taking a gamble possibly, but I'm comfortable that I'm going to get enough work, and it's all going to be close by, and it's going to be small to medium gardens, and that's the way I'm going to go. Because let's be honest, it's nearly £2 a litre of diesel, so it's just not cost effective going 20 minutes there, 20 minutes there, 20 minutes there. And if you work on it, you've got 6 billable hours a day out of an 8-hour day, because you need your travelling time, you need your breaks. And I was working 9-10 hours days with probably 6.5 7-hour billable hours. Hope that makes sense. Well, what I want to do is have 6 quality billable hour days, and then only be working 8-hour days, and they're not stressful because you're only going small distances between them. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So that's me for today. Lessons learned from 2022. We should review a business regularly. And just to throw another little grenade into the pot, 2024, the taxman doesn't want one set of books every year. He wants quarterly books and figures of how you've done the last 3 months, what's your income and what's your outgoing. So we're going to have to not do it once a year. We're going to have to keep on top of things. That's another topic we need to discuss, and it's another sort of hand grenade that's coming as we move forward. But we need to review our business. We need to look how we can make more efficiencies, how we can be more efficient, how we can be more profitable. And one of those simple things is keep it tight. But doing it is very difficult. And I'm sure if you're a gardener, you're saying, I understand exactly what he's saying. I've got customers all over the place, but I'm been gone years and I find it difficult to let them go. Let them go, get new ones. That's what I'm doing, and fingers crossed it'll work. And I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm telling you, let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll share it with you. I'll tell you if it's a success or a failure. The weed and feed business, it hasn't been a success, but sometimes we're going to take them on the chin and move forward, you know. And I'll learn from it. But anyway, that's me. 12 minutes I've been talking. I'm going to get back to Gateshead. I've got one more lawn to do before I go home and have some tea. All the best. Thanks for watching. And remember, when the green gold's growing, keep mowing. See you soon.